All right, for today's video, we're going to have a look at the Mark series amp models in the Atomic Amplifier. We've got a choice between the Mark IV lead, which is obviously a Mark IV model, but it's modeled without the graphic EQ. And then we've got Mark IV EQ, which is the same model with a traditional Mesa V-shaped graphic EQ engaged. If we just start with this one on the stock settings, I'm using my LT Brit 412 Mix IR, which you can get online. I'll post a link to that one in the video description. And I've just set the gate up so that I don't get too much fizz. I'm playing my PRS SC245 at stock settings. This is what we get. All right, so it's not too bad, but to me that is way too saturated and way too flubby in the bottom end for a typical Mark series tone. So what we'll do is let's bring the gain down just a little bit. We'll bring it down to about 3.5, and I'm going to turn the bass completely to 0 and the mids to about 9 o'clock. This is what we get with those settings. So that improves things immediately. Now, bass on 0 and middle at 1.5 might seem extreme, but in a real Mark series amp, these controls are before the gain stage in the amplifier. So what you're doing here is essentially shaping the gain between gain, bass, middle, and treble. I like to turn the treble up on this a little bit and turn the presence down a little bit, and this is what we get. Nice and meaty for rhythm guitar. What we'll do in the cab block, let's set the roll off to about 8K. This will take out some of that high end fizz. And if you're playing live with this, you might want to bring this down as low as 6K. What I'll do in one of these parametric blocks as well is I'll set the type to be a high pass, meaning that it's basically just going to cut low end, and we will set this to 100 Hertz. So I'll go 0.1K there. All pretty straightforward without this parametric EQ in. It sounds like this, and then I'll kick it in halfway through. And immediately that sounds a lot more like a Mark series amplifier to me. I might even bring the gain down just a little bit more, but then what I will do is I'm going to chuck a boost in front of it. We'll use a screamer based on a tube screamer, and I'll basically just crank the level up a little bit and I'll turn the tone up just a little bit as well. So more pre-gain tone shaping basically. We get this. I'll engage it halfway through again. And I switch it over to the Super Overdrive model there. It's totally up to you. To me, using the gain control here is really nice if you want more of a sort of flatter, when I say flatter, I mean like less honky kind of mid-range going on, but chucking in a tube screamer or a boost is really good if you want the mids to pop through. So what I would do with this patch is I would just simply set it up with these settings as a boost, meaning if I was playing rhythm guitar, I'd use the amp gain, and then if I wanted the mids to pop up a little bit more, which are great for guitar solos, I would chuck in this boost like so. can also compare the sound of this Mark IV with EQ to the Mark IV lead. Have a listen. And another strategy you could have is you could have a lead patch made with this Mark IV lead. Just use the same settings, maybe even turn the gain up a little bit, and then use the Mark IV with EQ, the sort of crushing metal rhythm guitar tone. If I was building a live preset out of this, obviously I've got the boost in there. All I'd chuck on is a bit of delay. So let's go with the old tape echo. At stock settings, it sounds like this. So what I'll do is turn the level up a little bit. I'll bring this high cut down. I like to bring it down to about 3.5, 4K. And then what I would do, set one delay to be a quarter note and bring in another one at a dotted eighth. Turn that mix up to 0 dB on both of them. And that's close enough. You get this. And that would work great as a lead sound for me. That's using the Mark IV lead, and you saw basically the similar settings where bring the bass and the mids right down, boost some treble, presence to taste depending on the impulse that you're using, and then just bring out a little bit of low end with this parametric block, and in the cab block do the usual roll off at about 8K, and it should be happy days. If you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments if you had any specific questions related to this amp model, or you want to see any other tutorials on the amplifier. Let me know. Until next time, take care. I'll see you all around, and thanks for watching.